Hello and welcome back to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel. Today we're looking at something a little bit different. We're looking at the 1982 Dodge police vehicles. Welcome back to Quartzlight. If you're new to Quartzlight, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube, looking at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, sometimes beyond that as well. So if you think that might interest you as a car enthusiast or a car brochure collector, please consider subscribing, because we're only a very small channel and we're wanting to grow gradually, I guess. Now today we're looking at something a little bit different, like I said at the intro there, the 1982 Dodge vehicles. As you can quite get a little bit technical in this brochure, so we're only going to be looking at one of the vehicles today, so this is going to turn into a bit of a series, so let's jump into that straight away. So here it is, today's brochure, the 1982 Dodge police vehicles, engineered for rugged service. Now it does say 1982, but actually the brochure is from August 81, so it's a 81 brochure really for the 82 model year. I think what we'll do, we'll zoom in straight on that front cover. So here we go. So this is going to be a Dodge Diplomat Pursuit vehicle with what they call an A38 police package on there. So typical Dodge Diplomat features. I do like them in the early 80s, these Dodge Diplomats with these lights that kind of like curve around with the grille there and these lovely big indicators on the side. But obviously this is police spec, so you get extra features. You got these little searchlights, obviously the big flashing lights that go on top, and kind of like what you kind of like recognise as being a police wheel, you know, simple black wheel with a steel wheel with a centre chrome hubcap. And also you can notice on there it's still actually featuring the little Chrysler emblem on the hood there. So like I say, interesting to see police cars that aren't Crown Victorias, I think. But what we'll do, we'll open the brochure up and have a look at it in a bit more detail. And then when we turn the page, another little image of this particular Pursuit vehicle. And like I say, it starts with the Pursuit vehicle and moves on. We're only going to be looking at this Dodge Diplomat, which, like I say, it's classing as the Pursuit vehicle in your police fleet. Let's look at some of these details and see what you get on this Pursuit vehicle. So it starts by telling us this is the tough mid-sized Diplomat police car, responsive, roomy and manoeuvrable. It goes on to say the 1982 Diplomat Police Pursuit is a tough, manoeuvrable mid-sized car that's over a foot shorter than last year's full-size St. Regis Police Pursuit, and yet has over an inch more front seat headroom and slightly more front seat legroom. These are the two roomiest dimensions that mean the most for driver comfort. It's a product of high technology, apparently. On the road, Diplomat's special police suspension provides the firm, responsive handling and excellent car control that's required in pursuit work. This suspension includes front and rear anti-sway bars, transverse mounted torsion bar, front springs, heavy-duty rear leaf springs, heavy-duty strut bushings and heavy-duty shock absorbers. It's a package designed to give the driver confidence when the going gets tough. Got features such as firm feel power steering, geared for high speed control while maintaining the driver's feel on the road, is another confidence builder that is standard on Diplomat Police Pursuit. An oil cooler for the power steering is included with optional V8 engines. But you've also surprisingly got a different choice of engines, which you kind of think the police vehicles would just have the one engine. It's telling us we've got a heavy-duty version of Dodge Reliable 3.7 litre, slant 6. We've also got a couple of V8s. So for V8 performance, Dodge offers the optional 5.2 litre heavy-duty 2-barrel V8 not available in California. Or for extra performance, Dodge recommends the optional 5.2 litre 4-barrel V8. All 3 engines have heavy-duty features for durability and long life. And it starts talking about the automatic transmission, which it calls a heavy-duty torque flight standard. Going on to the transmission matches the performance and size characteristics. Other features include disc front brakes with semi-metallic pads. It tells us gauges are important functions are standard engine temperature, alternator and fuel levels. Gauges give the driver continuous reading on what's going on. An oil pressure warning light is also standard. An oil pressure gauge is available as a limited production option. We've got seats for comfort and durability, which don't sound the nicest, to be honest with you. Heavy duty front seat cushion with formed wire springing and foam padding, and a full form front seat backs are standard with all Diplomat Pursuit trims for deep seating comfort. A full bench front seat with folding centre armrest and cloth and vinyl trim is standard. All vinyl and heavy duty all vinyl trims are optional. There's also a 60/40 front seat with folding centre armrest for extra comfort and individual seat adjustment for driver and passengers. It is an option that comes with heavy duty all vinyl trim. There's the optional one. Rather than having a bench seat, this optional 60/40 heavy duty all vinyl seat with folding centre armrest. A little bit of a glimpse of what this front dash would look like, and a little bit of a table outlining those different seats and interior trims that you can get. And then it starts giving us the specifications. So the 1982 Dodge Diplomat police car equipment, Dodge standard equipment with the A38 Pursuit package. So all these things you got with that Pursuit package, which we'll go through now. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail when I read through this, but of course you can pause this screen at any time. It's telling you everything really. The air cleaner, alternator, antifreeze. What antifreeze you get for minus 35 Fahrenheit protection. This of course is an American brochure. Armrest front and rear, 2 ash receivers. Unusual way of calling it an ashtray, really, isn't it? Air conditioner axle ratios and even the axle sizes in this brochure. Telling you the battery and the battery feed wire. Obviously there's going to be way more electrics in this than a standard civilian version of this car. Body, brakes, brake power booster, carpet floor, catalytic converter, a catalytic converter grass shield, and a coolant recovery system. So your standard engine was going to be that 3.7 litre options, of course, of those V8s. Goes on to tell you about the cooling package, the engine mounts, engine, fuel tank and gauges. Glass is going to be tinted. You got your heater, hood release, horns, dual horns, hubcaps, ignition, mirrors. Oil filter tube, oil filter, oil pressure warning gauges, parking brake warning lights, radio AM, delete radio option available, so you don't have to even have a radio in there. The seat belt, seat trim, shock absorbers, heavy duty, speedometer, non-certified 85 miles per hour. You've got power steering, stoplight switch, suspension, specially designed and engineered suspension for pursuit type work. Spur tyres and spur, transmission low gear blowout, or blockout I should say, voltage regulator, and then the wheels, extra heavy duty types, windscreen washers, wipers. And it just tells you the model available, this Dodge Pursuit package with the A38, and it's giving it a code GL41 4-door sedan Carline Diplomat. Gives you an idea of what the actual tyres are used for this as well. Heavy duty wheels. And then these will be the options you can get above what comes as standard. Optional equipment: air conditioning, deck lid release, defroster, rear window, dorm lights, engine block heater for the colder states in America and maybe even Canada as well. I don't know if they sold these in Canada, but if you did, you know, -40 would need a block heater. Engine oil cooler, engines, hose clamps, key single, keys universal, so the same key for all locks on the 80s Cut 2 cars in a fleet. Also different lamp choices and floor mats, mirrors outside right. Oil pressure gauge, police bonding strap package includes braided bonded straps as follows: exhaust system 4 straps, hood to body 2 straps, deck lid to body 1 strap, transmission to chassis 1 strap, engine to chassis 1 strap, engine to body 1 strap, radiator and heater hoses, radio communication cable, radio delete option, radio suppression package, rear axle, rear relay control system, roof reinforcement plates for the lights and siren, different roof wires, heavy duty rear seat, spare tire, you can get a compact, speedometer certificate to 125, spotlights left, spotlight right, throttle control and wheel covers. Then you've got this little table showing the special order equipment and provisions. So, for example, special horn and siren switch. Although it does tell you at the side there you have to buy at least 5 if you want that particular special equipment. And you've got special equipment panel for the radio speaker, special antennae cables, special 0.81 inch diameter roof hole. And then it does go into a little bit more detail about the Diplomat Pursuit engines, you know, your different engine choices you've got. And like I always say, I mean, I'm not going to read it all out, but you know, you can pause the screen if you do want to read it in more detail. You've also got one more engine choice, so that's it. This is a 2-barrel V8 here, but there's also this kind of like more heavy duty 4-barrel V8 option on Diplomat Pursuit. This engine has the following features for long life and good performance, and there's all this kind of like features for that more heavy duty V8. Obviously this brochure kind of like goes into more detail than most brochures you get for civilian use, of course, but I think it needed to have this detail in for this particular brochure. So there we go. If you've got any memories of these Dodge Diplomats, in particular the police cars, let me know in the comments. My only sort of memories are really of watching American cop shows, really. You certainly saw a few of these driving around. But thank you once again for watching today. We'll continue the rest of the series. Next week we'll show you the next car in this particular run, and then there's another vehicle after that which we'll look at the week after. But thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you've not done it already, and we'll see you very soon. So take care and goodbye.